We are thrilled to announce the exciting partnership between Sunset Speedway and Stickers and Scuffs. As our local hometown track, Sunset Speedway holds a special place in our hearts, offering thrilling weekly racing events that cater to a wide range of enthusiasts. From bone stocks to mini stocks, modifieds to hot rods, prolates to the junior late models, our track is home to a diverse and talented group of racers who continue to captivate us at every turn. Located in Innisfil, Ontario, Sunset Speedway boasts an incredible atmosphere that truly embodies the spirit of racing. Looking ahead, 2024 promises to be a remarkable year with a major lineup of events that will surely leave spectators on the edge of their seat. Don't miss out on the Hanley Classic, the Power Wheel Drags, Oscar Hot Rods versus Sunset Hot Rods, Velocity, the Tamio Memorial, the Bill Zarda Memorial, and countless other thrilling races. For their complete schedule and ticket information, be sure to visit sunsetspeedway.ca today. Get ready for a season packed with speed, adrenaline, and unforgettable moments.
This episode of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast has been brought to you by Remax Jack. Jack provides a friendly, customer-driven service in search for homes and provides excellent details on the market, values, and trends in buying and selling. Jack has been able to work with Cam on his search and always makes himself available when he has a question. Remax Jack will help you if you're looking to buy or sell a home within the GTA. He's who Cam K trusts to find his next home, and he should be yours too. Remember, call Remax Jack and start to pack. For more information, go to remaxjack.ca.
Stickers and scuffs in the fast lane, yeah. Live with the raw, feel the drive, yeah. Madness on the track, we ain't slowing down. Cam and Graydon taking it around town. From the bleachers to the pits and pride, stories scream loud, no place to hide. Engine screaming gas pedal to the floor. Ontario nights, we keep asking for more. Broadcasting live through the metal and might. Under the lights, racing pure delight. Going to flash.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. This one is a long overdue interview. This is one of our good pals from SKLD Motorsports out of Sunset Speedway. He was running a mini stock and made a little bit of a switch to the bone stock division for 2024. It is Austyn Jennett, right? Not Jeanette, kind of
Janet, but
Janet.
yeah,
Janet. Everybody always says it differently, but Austyn coming off of a really great performance at the Autumn Colors Classic, first time ever running, and you guys were battling. I'm really pissed that we had that final caution because you were going for third place. You had probably third place with Spencer Riddell. Great battle between you two, but ended up with a sixth place finish. Let's start right with that. Let's talk about your experience at ACC. Got a heat win, and you guys were on fire. I was right beside Harley and Ash as you were battling for third, and oh man, it was so close. Must have been a great experience for you.
yeah. I mean, it was great. The track is a ton of fun. A lot of speed. Took a bit to get used to. It's definitely different than Sunset. But I mean, the first practice we went out, the muffler blew off, so we only got like one lap. And the second set of practices we got kind of, figure out where we could work and what worked for us. And then, I mean, our first heat race, we had to start dead last, which didn't help us any. But yeah, it was a ton of fun.
Did you expect to get a heat win?
No, not at all. No, started outside pole in the second heat, and it's kind of track. The outside is a scary place to be. So, but yeah, it was. Once I got out front, I could kind of work my line, and once I get comfortable, it kind of starts coming to me and hit your marks, and could keep up with the rest.
I gotta know though. You said that it's different from Sunset.
Yeah.
Now, Graydon hasn't been in a bone stock yet at Peterborough. Keyword is yet, but he has at Sunset. He was in a mini stock there. So what are we talking in terms of difference? You said it's obviously a really fast track. Can you run the high side, or is it a lot more difficult?
Like for Peterborough, I would say there's not much of a high side. You get hung out there, you're losing spots till you can make room on the bottom.
Mhm.
And I mean, you've seen that in the feature. It was I got a restart on fourth, and I knew I didn't have enough speed to get to the bottom, so it's just safer to stick out on the outside than wreck your car for what it's worth.
Going back to the heat win, Austin, we talked about this with Mike Thompson last week too. It doesn't matter the context, it's being out in front of whoever you're competing against and crossing the finish line first. That's good for the brain. It's good for just all around a good feeling. But to do it when you took the show on the road to a different track, that's got to feel extra good. I mean, just sets the tone like almost I would say as a racer, like no matter what else happens, you can hang your hat on that for the weekend for sure, right?
Yeah, it definitely gave us a lot of momentum going into the final day of the weekend, and it just feels good to be able to try something new and succeed at it, right? So
For sure. And then having said that, it's you guys haven't you've had more than your fair share of adversity and overcoming those things. So in a sense, there's almost as a team, there's almost nothing that racing can throw at you guys that would shake you. And having endured all that, it builds character for damn sure. But I mean, it also, when you get into that situation, it maybe keeps you guys a little more calm and a little more level headed to be like, okay, this is where we got to start working through stuff and find a solution instead of
yeah,
freaking out and just the sky's
yeah,
falling.
giving up. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. After the Heat win, I mean, it gave our team just a bunch of like we were happy with however Sunday went kind of thing. We were there, we had a good time, and I mean, we were learning. We know what to do for next year, and we'll be back for sure.
nice.
That was going to be the question, was that it went so well this year. Are you going to be back next year? And you say, yeah,
Yeah,
you say yes.
I will.
I mean, the it must have been an interesting experience. I mean, you guys, you and Spencer were easily battling for the podium finish there, and it came down to the very like last caution. And as you said, unfortunately, because you started on the high side, you kind of got
Yeah,
stuck behind some cars and couldn't get down in time. And Jordan was just, I think he just nipped you at the line for the top
yeah.
five. And
Or Craig, I think it was
or
Craig.
sorry, it was Craig Cole that
Craig,
got
yeah,
you, yeah. Um, but at the end of the day, like if you think about how that finish went down, you were the top representative from Sunset Speedway in that event. And
hmm
this might be a loaded question, but did you guys have anything for Phil and Joe in that race?
No, I don't think I had anything for the top two. We just, I don't know, couldn't find enough grip, and I mean the restarts weren't helping us any. And I mean also, I don't got like I said, those guys have ran that track multiple times. They have hundreds of laps there. Yeah, but next year we'll give them a shot.
Does the car that you drive run better at Peterborough than Sunset, do you think? Or did you guys just hit on
No,
something? No way.
no, I don't think. We kind of got Sunset figured out. Did our homework, found where we need to gain, and like they're two kind of different ball games, Peterborough and Sunset. The corners are completely different. Straightaways are like you got to find what works where, I think, and
Mhm.
it'd be better off.
Well, because we've heard this about so let's just go back a little bit about last year. So first practice of the first race of the season, you guys have a devastating motor problem, and
Yeah,
it takes you out for the season. And I remember I showed up and we had gotten there after your first practice,
yeah,
and I remember Carly's just pure disappointment about like Austin's motor blew up, and I'm like, what? I was like, we just got here. Like, what happened?
yeah.
And one of the things that I'm very curious about you guys, because Doug's car was having problems too, and Carly's car. It was like nothing could go well at the
Mhm.
beginning of the year. When did you guys make the decision? We're gonna bring out the bone stock and we're gonna go bone stock racing.
I don't think there's like a certain day or time. It was kind of like I know, like I was just hanging my head, kind of just thinking about what to do, and we had the bone stock from last year, just sitting in the garage, just doing nothing. It was just tin, and it looked horrible. So then Cheyenne and her mom went out one day and painted it matte black, and I mean, sent me a picture. It looked pretty good. So I was like, well. I mean, instead of sitting around, might as well give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? And
It worked out pretty well, didn't it?
yeah, so just kind of, I mean, threw like duct tape numbers on, like just to get out there, right? And just yeah.
It turned out to be magical for you guys because, I mean, in a field that was really tough too. I mean, you had Chris Allard out there who was, winning almost every week.
Dr. Chris Allard, yeah.
Doctor there the infield. You have Aiden Harper, who was always good. Calvin Reeser is always good out there. Yeah, the young kids
there's a lot
Josh.
of good a lot of good Sunset cars. There's any given night the top 5 could win the race, always comes down to the end.
Exactly. And then all of a sudden, here you guys come, and it's, the first couple of weeks, like I said, Carly was having a lot of problems with her car, but then all of a sudden, you guys started to find your way motoring a little bit higher and higher and higher each week. What happened? Like, did you guys just find something or what?
I mean, we spend a lot of time at the shop working on the cars, fixing stuff, even anything from like a little bent spindle or tie rod could cause you a tenth or two, just make sure the car's straight, and it's a good starting point for sure.
Yeah, I say absolutely. I say it grain with a lot of respect to that field, but again, for you guys to have come from not having a car to all of a sudden turning around and now you're competing with like the Jordan Owens, you're competing with Chris, and you're getting out there. I think you want a heat race before everything else.
I won the slow dash for cash, and then I won the fast dash the
That's
weekend
right.
After.
That's right. Yes.
Then a heat race.
Is it confidence too?
Oh yeah, a ton. When you can, run with them, it kind of gives you a little extra push. So,
and I think like once you get up and you have you're up there and running with those guys, I mean, you're taking in, like, you haven't necessarily raced with them before, like up there with them. So like getting up there and doing that with them, I mean, it's improving you as a driver in your racecraft too, getting a taste of the front and helping you become a leader, like when you get out there, knowing what to do when you get up there. I mean, it's all education, and it's cool to see that, and it's got to be pretty cool to feel like that advancement as a driver too.
Yeah, and it also comes down to just more laps. I mean, like, if you're not good somewhere or if you want to get better, I mean, the best thing you can do is just run laps. Like, we went to, I can't remember, like 4 or 5 practice sessions. We were there every week, just trying to find something, so we could run with the top guys.
How did you find your way to racing, Austyn? Was it something that you grew up doing?
No, not at all. I mean, I met my girlfriend Cheyenne in high school, and that was kind of her dad's thing. He was racing, so I just kind of hung around, and eventually, I think it was one spring we were just sitting around the car, and I seen Kyle Newmeister posted one of his old cars for sale, and I'm like, oh, might as well give it a shot. And I mean, that thing was as bone stock as it could be. Tires straight up, and it was like driving a dump truck, but we were out there and it was a ton of fun.
I love that you kind of come from that and just kind of found your way. And like I said, the plan was to run the mini stock last year. You guys spent a lot of time, a lot of money on that car. It was fully wrapped. It was beautiful, beautiful looking. And then you have kind of this big catastrophic.
It still looks the same.
Yeah, it still looks brand new,
not
right?
A mark on it.
Yeah, not a mark on it. And I think what happened with you guys shows the reality of racing, and that it isn't a cheap sport. It is entirely based on your partners and
It
being
is for
able to
sure.
find people. And I want to know kind of about your little team at SKLD, because we've talked about it before, about the heart that you guys have. It's a family run team. So who's a
Yeah.
part of SKLD?
So it starts like Cheyenne, Carly, Laura, Doug. That's like the SKLD, that's what it stands for. All of them do their part. They help out. They go grab parts when needed. They're just always there to support you. And I mean, having a good back is a backbone to the team is important.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then sponsors wise, I mean, we got a few. It's mostly family and friends oriented, but there's a few outsiders like Port Sydney Leather Co., Cody Smith Realty, Bass Lake Home Improvements. I mean, you guys do an amazing job at Stickers and Scuffs, helping just the promotion, everything helps. Our photographers, just everyone that,
Yeah.
social media is a big key point to this, and that's where most people see it.
When you guys got out there and you first kind of started running in the mini stock division, was there a plan to just, that's where you're going to stay? You're going to try and move up divisions, or are you kind of comfortable running bone stock, mini stock?
Yeah, I would say yeah, that was probably where I'd be happy running.
Mhm.
If like someone came by or offered something, I'd always look into it. But I kind of just go with the flow kind of thing, just affordable and
Yeah, affordable. And I think we talked about before, there's always like people rush so quickly to
yeah.
get out of divisions when they really don't need to. I mean, we talked about it, but like right now, I mean, mini stock madness is my favorite. Like, I absolutely
Oh
love
yeah.
those cars, man. They're
That
just,
division's crazy.
oh, it's so much fun, and lots of great guys. We talked about it before, like the Sutcliffes,
Mm,
Robinsons,
Butlers,
Madison, Butler.
everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Butler, McGlashan, Lusk, Ryder White's in there now. Really, really great competitors. So is there a plan for you guys for next year? Are you going to continue with, like, do you know yet what you're going to do, or?
Uh, I'm kind of it's in the air right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let anything out of the bag yet,
Ah,
but
someone's prepped him. Someone's prepped him for this.
yeah.
That sounds like Cheyenne. Cheyenne's told, hey, don't spoil.
Team
Don't
management.
spoil
Yeah.
all the news. Team manager's on it.
Yeah.
That's for
Team
sure. Well,
manager.
yeah, team manager is on the ball. Well, you said obviously that planning obviously would be Sunset. I would expect to be
Yeah.
back at. But if the opportunity arises, would you do a weekday or weekend race at Peterborough if the bone stocks, or God forbid,
Yeah,
mini
for sure.
stocks, if it's open? Yeah.
If I wasn't, yeah, I would be open to something different for sure. Yep.
What about Flamborough?
I haven't had good luck there, but I haven't been there in a few years. So, I mean, it depends,
Yeah.
If the timing's right, then yeah.
And then I guess I got to throw this one out then too. What about going all the way down to Delaware?
Not in my own car. I don't think I'd do that.
Okay.
But
All right, Chris Lawrence.
yeah,
We got somebody to run a BT car.
yeah,
There we go. We definitely got to do that, Austyn. Because and I think what you guys showed is that, it doesn't matter if you go back to bone stocks, you can still have a lot of fun. And you guys went out there, you got your first win, and
yeah,
then you got your first win again.
yeah.
It was
Two
a
first
kind of a
wins.
great, yeah, you got your first win twice. And like I said, for you, it all happened towards the end of the season too. It was kind of remarkable. And I think when I did this interview at Sunset, I believe it was Aiden Harper who called the shot and said that you would
Yeah,
be the next person to get their first career victory, and then you won that night.
It's like catching the bouquet.
It
yeah.
really is. what do you remember about that first win, man?
I mean, it was all like a blur when I was in the moment. I didn't remember much. Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't describe it really. It's out of this world.
Well, I'll tell you, because I was standing beside Doug and Carly, and I want to say that Doug maybe paced like 3 or 4 full laps,
Oh yeah,
and
he's running the
and
infield.
oh yeah, he was
Yeah.
he was every corner, he was following you around, and it was, and of course, like, I'm trying to record this, right,
Yeah.
for content, and of course this is like watching you and Amanda and our SNS racers, is then I get nervous because you want people to succeed. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
hold this silly thing while paying attention to Doug, while making sure that you actually win the race there. And you know what we saw, what was the best, it was probably the best experience, was seeing him and
Oh
his
yeah.
reaction after that, because you could see how much it meant. And you guys have had, like I said, one of those tougher years where nothing seemed to go well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was
And then
crazy.
pulled it off, and then 2 weeks really in a row. I mean, you got the last chance, I guess I'll say, as well.
Yeah.
And that one was pretty well domination
Yeah,
for
that one
you. And
felt a little better. It was a
yeah.
little easier. Once I got to the front,
Yeah. And I
it
mean,
was
like I said, the setup, how do these cars change week to week?
it's quite a bit actually, especially with temperatures, like temperature of the weather outside, the track cooling down, how old your tires are, just everything, how used your brakes are. Like it's crazy to think every little bit plays a factor for sure.
Can you notice, I know it's a silly question, but can you notice the temperature change in the car yourself,
Yeah.
like between, like, say, obviously if it's like a million degrees out, you can tell, and there was
Mhm.
there was a couple of nights where it
Yeah.
was like a million degrees. Graydon tells me, we one of my favorite stories is Graydon's mini stock race, because the legends couldn't get their shit
Oh
together,
yeah.
and he had to sit in the chute for, how long was it, like 45 minutes,
It
I
was
think you
almost
had to
an
sit
hour or
back
something
there,
like that. I don't know,
almost
but
an hour.
nice little
So
Yeah,
nap in the chute. Yeah.
so then all of a
we've had a
sudden we
few of
get
those.
we
Yeah.
get the we get the cooler weather, and all of a sudden things start to work for you guys. And
Yeah, I
was that
mean,
what it came down to?
my car loves the cooler weather. That thing's just stuck to the track, and the hotter weather kind of slides out. But I mean, once it cools down, like night races are definitely my favorite. The car's just a
Yeah.
rocket ship.
Yeah. That's I as a driver, that was probably the biggest thing I've learned this year, is just like the attitude of the car, how it changes as the day changes and stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that. And that's something, as you said, it's constantly hitting a moving target, right? Based on what the weather's like one weekend versus when you come back and unload the next week versus how much you've worn on the car the week before. You say, like, it's the setup is never quite the same twice, as like from week to week,
exactly.
right? So it compounds the whole thing of just having the thing basically at its best for you to go and do what you do with it, right?
Yeah, exactly. You could think the car's gonna be amazing, and then go out there and it's a handful, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, like what the hell's
We've had a few of those moments for sure.
wrong with this thing? Like, but it's just, yeah, like it truly speaks to the teamwork, and like whether you're like keeping setup notes and that sort of thing. It's just like how you have like something that maybe worked the week before and maybe how you have to adjust off of that or whatever. It's just the depth of um you guys as a group, right? And how that
Yeah.
all works and how you guys all gel as a team.
Yeah, it comes down to really like the knowledge of an Integra. I mean, it's kind of our
Right.
thing now. We know how to, if we want it looser, tighter, anything, we know what to do, and
Yeah.
that's part of it. Like yeah, knowledge is key for sure.
Why do you guys? I mean, it's just a curiosity thing. Why the Integras?
Me personally, I love the way the car handles. Like,
Okay.
you know,
On the power,
you
baby.
yeah, and ton of power, and yeah, and I mean, we have a bunch of them now, so might as well stick with it, right? Parts are hard to find, so
Hmm.
I mean, because eventually they'll get to a point where there's not much that you can find for them, and I love that we get to see them because I, I personally would love a little bit more expansive bone stocks. Like
mm.
Graydon knows like I'm up for a VW bug any day
Oh
in the
yeah,
bone stock division. I'm up for seeing as many different cars out there. I mean, I get tired of seeing cobalts all the time.
yeah.
They're kind of boring, right? So you have
They're
one
kind
out
of
there.
fast too, though.
Yeah,
They're
they're kind
fast
of
on the
fast.
straightaways, and then I mean, there's
But
just
you
dump
guys,
trucks through the corner.
yeah, you guys, I
Uh,
remember that race because you guys were so much better in the corners.
yeah,
So
me and
much
Aiden
better.
raced, I think, for it was 10 laps side by side, but every corner, like he'd catch me on the straightaway, but going through
Yeah.
the corner, I'd pull him. So
Nice.
And that's
yeah,
what I absolutely love. And you guys have one. Carly has one.
yeah.
Steve Oakes drove the Tide Ride. So this is perfect because this leads into kind of a fun question, Austin. So
Yeah.
Steve drove the Tide Ride Tribute. So
Mhm.
let's say you have an all black right now with tape numbers 9 car, but let's say you take all that off, you get the opportunity to do a tribute ride for your Integra. Which scheme are you putting on the 9 car?
Um,
Loaded question, I know.
I don't know. Like NASCAR scheme or just anybody?
Any.
I'm a big fan of Steven Nasse, so I'd probably
Mhm.
throw something that with the hologram numbers and it's always clean.
Ugh, that wasn't what I was hoping you'd say. I'm not a nasty guy, Bubba Pollard all the way.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
He's off the SNS roster.
Oh,
Traded.
that's Cam Austin. He's nothing if not honest, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Steven's gonna listen to this show, is he?
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully he doesn't see this.
He might beat me up.
Oh,
All right,
my God.
well, obviously, we're huge fans of you, Austin, and all the SKLD folk. It's awesome to have you guys as part of the SNS roster. Well, aside from you now, because I'm gonna kick you out after that comment. But
No
you know
worries.
what? How can people follow along with you guys on social media? I know this is a very important thing for you guys to have. Your social media, and then just thank yous that you want to shout out for your partner. You did kind of already talk about your partners, but any thank yous to team members, partners, track staff, anybody. This is your
Significant
moment.
others always mention those.
Significant others, don't forget that one. Or else
Yeah,
you're not
well, I
on the
think we
you're
have
not on the SKLD team next year.
Yeah.
All right, so this is your
Yeah.
moment.
I think we got a Facebook, SKLD Motorsports. That's where you'll find pretty well everything about the team, where we're going, what we're doing. It's pretty well all there. And just thanks to you guys first for that Scuffy Award. It's gonna be pretty cool, I think.
That's
'Cause,
right, buddy.
we were out for dinner when they were announcing them, and I was like, oh no. I seen the people we were up against, and I was like, well. But yeah, thank you guys for what you do. Thanks to just the whole SKLD family. Support Sydney Leather Co. All my sponsors again. Without them, I wouldn't be doing what everyone at the track that gives a hand. I mean, something breaks, there's always people coming over giving a hand.
Throw out some of those names. Some of the people that help you guys out.
Steve O, Matt McGrath. There's a ton. Brandon
The
Burnett.
magnificent mustache of Matt McGrath.
Yeah, it's actually gone
What?
for Movember.
Oh,
He
okay.
shaved it.
See, we've started again. So where's yours?
It's there.
Me too, man.
It's just the lighting.
Oh man.
Is it there? I can't see it.
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Oh man.
He's aerodynamic.
Yeah,
we got
very
a
much.
challenge going between me, Matt, Brandon, Doug. See who's is the
Doug,
best
eh?
by the end. Oh yeah, Doug's in on it.
All right. All right. Awesome. Well, we are obviously excited to see what SKLD Motorsports has in store. Obviously, we don't know what's going to be in the plans for 2025 right yet, but we really hope that people go out and support SKLD. We brought in Sydney. I can't remember what it is now. Sydney
Port Sydney Leather Co.
Port Sydney Leather Co. Gabe Rumney. Shout out to him from high school. I haven't seen him since high school.
We can let it one hint.
Okay.
It's gonna be a fresh build.
Ooh, nice.
Oh, now this is interesting. This is very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Fresh build. I don't know. I know I've seen some pictures that you may have posted, so I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, but we're really excited. People make sure you tune in to SKLD's Motorsports on Facebook and social media, see what they're up to this off season. And thank you, Austyn, for being on the show. It took us a while to get to this point, but we finally got you on. I think episode 182, I think we're on.
Oh,
so
close.
Yeah, made it.
Getting up there.
But thank you so much, Austyn. Best of luck for next year, and have a great off season.
Thank you, guys. You as well.
Thank you.
That's Austyn Jennett here on Stickers and Scuffs.